Hey y'all, it's me, Kelly, the Tech Action Wom. I'm going to show you a couple of really quick tricks here that you can use to help make your text pop on your images when you're working with PicMonkey. These are really easy things that anyone can do. Now you see here, I want to use these really kind of subtle colors because I want this to be a calming sort of an image. I didn't want it to be really, I could have made these like real bright pink or something and made them stand out, or yellow. I even thought about going with the color of the bridge back here, which let me show you how you do that. If you want to change the color of your text, if you want to choose a color that's already in your image, you can click on this box, and wherever you put that paint dropper, it's going to choose a color. You see how it changes the color of everything I'm doing? But I don't really want to do that. So let's just go back to the original color. Boom. Okay. What I do want to show you is, first of all, how I can make, you see how when you're working with a photo, you know, it's got so many colors in the background that sometimes no matter what color you use for your text, parts of it seem to kind of blend in with the background and it doesn't show up as clearly as you want it to. So there are a couple things that you can do to fix that, and I'm going to show you real quick what they are. First of all, the easiest is just to put a box behind it. And you do that by going into the overlay menu, clicking on the little butterfly, and I usually just pick a rectangle, and you can stretch that rectangle out so it fills in the whole area that your text is. Now, you want this rectangle to be behind the text, not in front of it, so we're going to right click on it and go send to back. That puts it at the back of everything else that's on there. You can make that just a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, now I don't want a big black rectangle behind my words. That looks kind of tacky, at least for this image. There are some cases where doing that looks kind of cool, but this isn't one of them. So I'm going to change the color of that, and I'm going to pick a picture that's already in my image. I'm actually going to pick color from the tree behind this so that it blends in a little bit. Okay, so that's the first step. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to fade it so you see some of the background starting to come through. I'm not going to fade it a lot, just enough that you can see that the stuff is still back there. But you can see how that actually makes the letters easier to read, just having that a little more solid background behind it instead of the texture that was behind it before with the photo. But I don't like these sharp lines around it where you can see where there's still a rectangle there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mouse wheel to get close here, and I'm going to select that rectangle again and I'm going to go to eraser. I'm going to keep the eraser softness at the minimum, and my eraser size is going to be not too big, but you can see right there how big it is. It's going to fill in that circle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edges of that rectangle so that it softens the edge of it and it kind of makes it blend in. You can't really tell where the rectangle starts or stops. You can even go right up between those words so that there's nothing there. And that's really all there is to it. Now you can't even tell that that rectangle was ever there, but there is that little bit of color behind the letters, which makes them a little easier to read. If I unfade that, you can see a little more easily where that rectangle still is behind the words there. And that's what makes them clear. You can leave it like that if you want. I mean, it's all up to you how dark or light you want to have it. I like to just fade it just a little bit so that you can't really tell it's there. And it's there. You can see it if you're looking for it, but most people aren't even going to notice it. But it still makes those letters easier to read. Now the other way to make your letters pop, your text pop, I'm going to use it with this one because I think it's a little easier to show you with these straight letters. I'm going to make this bigger so that you can see what I'm doing here. Let's move that over. Now these are a little out of focus because I've got it made so big, so it makes it, makes them look a little blurry, a little pixelated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this text. I'm going to right click on it and go down here to duplicate text. So it creates that same exact text, the same size, everything. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to my color chooser And I'm going to take it down here to the left corner of that so that it's the blackest of the blacks. Next, I'm going to right click on this again, and again we're going to send to back because I want it to be behind the other text. So you see now it's moved behind it. Now all we're going to do is take this and move it so that it's slightly off center of the other text. So what it does is it creates a shadow. And it's very subtle, but it makes that text stand out really strong from the background. I mean, it's that text is very clear now where it wasn't so much before. So those are two tricks that you can use to help make your text pop from your background. You can use the shadow effect that I use, the shadow background, or you can use actual letter shadowing. Either one of those will work to make your text easier to read on your images. I hope that's been of help to you. Take care. I'm Kelly the Take Action Mom, and I'll see you next time.